And we are live. Perfect. Today we're going to be streaming to 5 different platforms, but we're just going to go over the miingl platform and how it works. If that's something that you're interested in, I would also recommend just joining one of the How to Mingle events. You can go to app.miingl.com/events and just search for how to, hit I'm interested, and it'll send you a calendar invite so you can join us here. And you can actually we can work through your specific use case with our affiliate program and all of those fun things. So thanks for joining us, guys. The miingl application, the idea behind it and the concept behind it is that we wanted to create a real world fill in a 2D environment. So imagine that what you're in right now is your venue. Right now, if you walked into this venue, you'd see the 4 of us all kind of standing in the corner, not talking to each other. And me just kind of talking out at everybody. But what you normally would see if there was 20 people in here is you would see different people clustering together in groups, and you could go join those groups or you could go cluster with somebody. So Jacob, you're going to take Charnay and I'm going to take Luke. But Luke, what I want you to do is just hover over me, and Charnay, you're going to do it over Jacob, the guy with the cool goatee. And then click on the 3 dots and then hit invite for cluster. Now, I just got an invite. I'm going to accept that. Jacob, can you explain to Charnay what we're doing? So on this, Luke, what you're seeing over there is the cluster of me and you together, right? Mm-hmm. And they could join that cluster, or they can jump into our cluster by clicking the 2 little dots, in the space in between. So it allows that real conversation. Right now, we're not hearing them. They're not hearing us, right? And then let's say we have about 5 people in here, and I'm going to get Prince's coming up. I can get him pulled in here in a second. But let's say we get up to 5 people in here, and if you're like me, who I'm super ADD, I would want to say something to you real quick just on the side, like tap you on the shoulder. And for that, what we have is our sidebar call. Go ahead and hit the 3 dots right here, and you're going to see sidebar call, make sidebar call. Now I get a authorization for that. I approve it. Now you can see that you and I are just in a conversation, but it's audio only. It went to your pause screen. So that way everybody in our cluster knows that you and I are having a sidebar call. But it's just for that real quick, like, hey, remind me to ask you about your dad later, or something along those lines, right? It's that quick little conversation. Now we're done with that. Go ahead and hit leave cluster. All right, and now we're back in the venue. What I'm going to do is I think I can make you a co-host so you can see it. Yep. So I made you a co-host. What you can do is click the 3 dots on the bottom right. Don't press start broadcast or start announcement. I just wanted to show you those. So you can either start a broadcast or start an announcement. I'm going to do an announcement which will actually interrupt everybody else and you. The announcement does this. Sorry to interrupt, guys. I'm just doing an announcement, and I'm showing everybody what an announcement looks like. You would click the 3 dots in the bottom corner of your host, and you hit start announcement. I took complete control of everybody's video, everybody's audio. You're only seeing my mug and my face and hearing my voice. This is for that situation where everybody's mingling before the event, and you jump on and you're like, hey, we're going to get started here in a couple of minutes, so wrap up what you're doing, and we'll see you soon. And then I end the announcement, and I'm back here, right? So it gives you that kind of control over that situation. Now, if you'd like, Luke, you can go ahead and click on one of the bridges between those guys, and you can go ahead and join them in a cluster if you'd like. Now I'm going to go to broadcast. When I'm broadcasting, I'm the only one being heard, but people over there can still cluster with one another. I can see people that aren't clustered, so I can see Luke's face right now. Everybody else is paused because they're in a cluster. The interesting thing is, while you're in a cluster, you can talk at the same time that you're hearing my presentation. So you're allowed to talk shit about me if you'd like. The goal here is that you guys are connecting, right? That's kind of the information. So I would do my live stream thing right here. I would show videos. I would play video games. I would do my cha-cha dances or whatever I'm trying to do here. I would share my screen, those kind of things. Now, the really cool thing about miingl and this real world thought process in this 2D space is I might get to a point where I'm like, hey, if you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. So go ahead and hit that hand icon right there. Perfect. And that dings for me. I can now see people and I can pull them up. I'm going to pull up Luke first, and I'm going to just talk to him. Now I've got Luke. We can have a discussion. Hey, Luke, how's it going? Perfect. And then I can throw you back down in. But think about, I'm pulling you onto the broadcast, and I'm engaging with my fans at this point. So they now have this real world interaction with you as an influencer, as the person running the event. And when I throw you back down into the audience, you can cluster with other people and you can engage with them there. So now you're building a community around you as the center spoke. All right, I'm going to throw you back down in, and I'm going to invite up the next one. Charnay, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Right. So now you and I can have a conversation. So another use case that I use this for is I'll do a podcast every Tuesday night at 7:30. You guys are free to join. We let the audience listen while we're recording, and we ask the audience to jump up and join the podcast if they'd like. And so that's one of the things we do. The other thing that right now I'm doing is I'm streaming this current video to 5 different platforms using Restream. So I'm on YouTube right now, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. The other great thing, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here. I'm going to share my entire window. I've got my my OBS up here, and you can see these different chats going, the different video applications I'm on and I'm presenting to. But I also have chats going, so you can actually talk to people. I can grab the link to this and say, hey, come join us live. If I can spell correctly. And what happens there is that actually goes out to those platforms chat. So now people can click on that link and they could come join us here right now.
Brilliant.
Anyway, I'm going to throw you back down in the audience. Bye, Charnay. And I'm going to show one last thing. I'm going to show you guys how to create an event in this situation. What you're going to do is you're just going to go to, let me share my screen real quick again. You're just going to go to app.miingl.com. If you're signed in, it always makes me go to this one because I have it saved as a default, but I'll go to create event. And what you're going to do is you can upload an image here. If you don't upload image, it'll just say miingl on it. It'll do the logo. You have the choice between private events for influencers. Let's say you want to do an exclusive event. You could actually ticket this event. And the only people that are allowed to come to this event are ones that you send an invite to via their email. And we'll show you that here in a second. Public events will show up on our public forum. And that one is anybody's free to join, anybody can jump in, which brings me to, it's important to know that you can block and you can flag people. So if somebody's doing something inappropriate, you can click on them and flag them. If you're a host, you can kick them off of the event altogether. And the admins of Miingl will actually get a notification that you blocked somebody, and we can also look at all the flags. So if anybody's ever doing anything negative, go ahead and flag them. We'll boot them off of the system if they get too many flags, or if it's really inappropriate. You have to add a title for public and private. You can schedule the event. You set the time, date, the duration. It doesn't really matter what you set for the duration other than the calendar invite that goes out to people. So if I set it for 60 minutes, the calendar invite is going to be 60 minutes. So let's just do something real quick here. I'll set it for tomorrow, and I'll set it for 3 o'clock. Now I'm going to select the duration. So that calendar invite that goes to people will be 60 minutes. As a public event, I do have to have a brief introduction. So I'll just put in some kind of introduction here. We have increased this. You can do up to 2,000 characters here. So you can do a really good description of your event. I personally will use ChatGPT all day long to create my titles and my descriptions, and then hit create event. And now where you're at is you have the name, email, phone. You can put in a name of a person or an email or a phone number. Unfortunately, if I start putting someone in, it'll actually expose their information because I have access to everybody's. You don't have that at this point, but everybody you invite will automatically get put back in here. You also have an upload feature, so you can actually hit this upload, and you find a CVS, you click on CSV, and you click on it and you upload that. But you want that in the category of name, email, phone, and there's a sample right here of an Excel file for you to model yours after. Now, as you scroll down, what you're going to see is you're going to see a way to adjust your SMS message. So if you put in texts, this is how you can adjust your message here. And then you can scroll down even further and you can adjust the email that goes out to people. This will send a calendar invite to people, so it'll actually show up on their calendar and they can say yes or no. And that makes it much better because I know that when I'm sending out invites or I'm getting invites, if it's on my calendar, I'm a lot more likely to show up to it. When you're done, you can hit I am a robot. You hit I am a robot, and then I'm going to hit skip, but hit invite users. Looks like somebody has a question. Hey, Prince. How you doing, man? I can't hear you. All right. So while we're waiting
Sorry,
for
my phone was on mute.
Perfect. Did you have a question?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Is there a limit to the number of users I can invite per time?
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Right now, we're working on making that 500. Right now, it's at 50. So, and what I've noticed is the CSV, they say 50, but they count the row of the headers as one. So you only get to do 49. To make your life easier, do the 49, not the 50. Because then you're going to have to change that. And you want to just cut it up and dice it out. I don't think many people are going to be inviting 700 people like I did to a certain event, but it does happen, and we are increasing that now. So hopefully that's fixed very soon. Thanks, Prince.
Yeah. You're welcome.
All right, so now I hit I'm not a robot, invite users. Well, actually, I don't have any users, so I'm going to hit skip. Then I get my invite link. So there's my link that I can share places, I can send people. I don't personally like using the link because it's not public yet. They have to sign in to see it. So what I usually tell people to do is I tell them to go to, and I'm going to open up an incognito so you guys can see this. I tell them to go to app.miingl/events. And that is public. We are working on making each one of the pages themselves a public one, but that way they can scroll through and they can see events. Or what I tell people to do is go to this, type in, how to mingle, and they're going to get all the how to mingle events, right? So there's the events, and then they can just hit I'm interested, and when they hit I'm interested, it's going to have them sign up, and it's going to send them a calendar invite. That is the end of that. Any questions, concerns, comments? We can work through your guys' use cases here in a second, but after we're done with questions and comments, I'm going to go ahead and stop our live stream. But if you have any questions, comments, go ahead and raise your hand right now. Perfect. I love hearing those dings. All right, Prince, what you got for me?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, okay, so, you, like, when it started, there was an announcement. Is there a particular time when the announcement is supposed to start? So, let's say I record an announcement. Is there a time, so maybe after a minute or 2 minutes, is there a time when the announcement is supposed to start?
The announcement never has to be used. You're completely in control of that as the user. So, as the host. Typical users can't just make an announcement, only the host. So you see the people with blue dots, they can make an announcement. They can't while I'm in broadcast, but I click on the 3 dots in the bottom corner, and for everybody that's watching, it's here, and I would end this broadcast, but here you would see make an announcement on the bottom right where the 3 dots are, and then you'd make that announcement, and I'd be completely in charge. Nobody else would hear or talk to one another. They'd only see my video and my face, and I can't hear anybody. So those announcements aren't something that you kind of want to live in. You want to live in the broadcast mode, not the announcement mode. Announcements are just real quick. Actually, most of our hosts, I don't even think use them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. That's just my question.
Perfect. Thanks, Prince.
Okay. Well,
Charnay.
Is it normal for the glitch?
What glitch did...
Your screen is glitching with it doesn't show your name.
No, not normal. I would say that you probably have some kind of internet issue, is what I would guess. But yeah, glitching, we pretty much worked through all those processes. So if you're running into issues, report them, but it's a good idea to report. So just to show everybody, I'm going to share my screen that I'm on right now. So we're going to get that echoing effect. But if you go down to the bottom right here and you hit more, you're going to see your options and you could hit report a bug. So if you do have an issue, go ahead and just hit report a bug. And that way we can actually track it down and figure out what's wrong with it. The other thing you can do is if you're running into issues, hit this refresh event button. That'll refresh the event and it'll just pop you out and back in. That's where she went. And you also can get your info here as well about the event. And then you can even invite more users. So like, let's say I'm doing a private event. I can invite more users. And I can actually it takes me right back to that invite screen where I can invite people in real time. So remember, in private events, only people with emails can get in. So you'll sometimes get a call and somebody will be like, I'm not authorized to get in. It's like, well, what email did you use? Did you use the one that you registered with or did you use a different email? And they're like, oh yeah, I use my personal Gmail. I'm like, okay, what's your Gmail? And then I'll put that in here, hit invite, have them refresh and try again, and they'll usually get in. I hope that helps. I go through things really fast, so sometimes people have to slow me down and be like, nope, I didn't understand that. Could you please repeat all of it? Any other questions?
No.
Cool.
That's it.
Hello again.
Okay, again, yeah, sorry, I asked a lot of questions.
No, I love it. And I love that you ask a lot of questions because we're live streaming, so we're recording this whole thing. So everybody who has questions like you, I can answer the questions for.
Okay, so I have an event coming up second. I have 3 events, sorry, coming up on the second, I think 6th, 9th, and 16th. So say event on second is happening right now, and how users chat each other, because I'm looking at the bottom of my screen here, and I can see the chat button. That's one. And then is there an opportunity for, say, a user to share their screen, for example? So the event is on UX design, and let's say I want to review the design of someone in the audience. Is there an opportunity for me for them to share their screen for me to look at their design?
So we do not have the ability for you to share your screen like right now yet. I can share my screen as the broadcasting host. We are still we're in beta, so we got some limited features. We are working on that, but it's not here yet. So in order for you to share your screen, we would have you so let's say, hey, I've got a Figma I want you to look at, or I've got a website I want you to look at, right? I would say, hey, throw that into the chat so I can pull it up. And the way it's a good question that you ask where the chat is, because when we're in broadcast mode, it's not obvious where the chat is. And that's something that hopefully in the future we have Prince help us fix, because by the way, Prince is a UX UI designer and he's really good. I've already referred him to a couple of people, and he does great work. So anybody that's listening, live streaming or otherwise, hit up Prince on LinkedIn and let him take care of your UX UI work. So I'm going to share my screen again, so I can show you guys where the chat feature is when we're on broadcast. We got that echoing, ignore that, but go down to the more button, and then over to the side, you're going to see chat venue cluster. It looks like the 4 squares. When you click on that, you have a choice between chat and venue, and then you can go over to chat, right? And then you can actually pick who you want to chat to, if you want a specific chat, or you can just chat to everyone. So in this situation, let's say I wanted you to evaluate my miingl.com. I would just take the miingl.com. Oh, wait, I put in an extra I. I would just take the miingl.com and I would take the URL and I would just pop it in here real quick and I would hit send. You can also attach a document. So if they had a PDF of their thing or they had an image, they could just upload the image real quick, right? And then you can click on that and you can actually download it. And then you can share it on your screen. So that's how you would work with the audience to do that. Great question. I love it.
Second question. So you mentioned that people that are not on miingl currently, that don't have an account with miingl, can join events, right? So
They can't join. They can't join the event. They can look at events, the events page. They can't look at the details of the events yet. That is something that we are changing in the process right now. But they can go to app.miingl.com/events, and they can look at events and hit "I'm interested in going to those events."
okay, so if they click I'm interested, right?
Mhm.
How does it notify them? Because January said on English, how does it notify them?
So I would get an invite from. I would get an email from the Mingle team. It's Mingle team at actually it's team@miingl.com. I would get an email from that with an invite on there. Let me see if I can find one for you so you can see what they look like. Oh wait, I'm not. I'm in my incognito. 1 second. And I'm not gonna share until I have one open. So that way you guys aren't reading all my emails. Probably not a good thing to blast out to the entire world. Okay, so here's an example. What I'm seeing here is I've got a calendar invite. This is an event that I hit I'm interested on, and I was already logged in, but it would have you sign up at that point. It will send you a calendar invite, which gets added to my Google Calendar. I can say yes, maybe, or no, and then I scroll down and I can see the image. I see the description, the time. There's even a referral code in there that gets tracked to that individual user when I click on this event click. So if I go to this URL, it's going to bring me to that event because I'm logged in. But if I wasn't logged in, it would tell me to log in first. And that's the thing that we're fixing right now. Another good thing to remember and to let your clients know about is, hey, this will become join event when you, as the host, jump on. And I recommend, as the host, jump on about 5 minutes early, just so that way people can easily jump in. Good questions, though.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions? Anybody else want to run through a use case that I can show you, or did I answer everything? Am I good? Oh yeah, I love seeing the dings.
Hey,
Jacob, I think you're as excited about that ding sound as I am.
So I'm really excited to have Prince here, and it looks like Prince, you've mostly set up at least your first event. I'd actually recommend taking those next three and going through and setting them up. But it may be useful. Would you be okay, Jake, if we made him a co-host and let him broadcast for him?
Well, unfortunately, I have 3 co-hosts. We're at max.
Well, kick me off.
I don't know if you can kick somebody off a
You
co-host.
can remove a co-host.
Oh, hold on a second.
I don't need a co-host. Make you co-host.
Okay, I got to end broadcast to do that, I think. Oh, hey, check that out. Bam. All right. All right, so Prince, you are now co-host. Oh, wait, no, he can't hear me. Hold on. I'm going to make an announcement. Hey, Prince, you're co-host now, so you're going to have to start the broadcast. And then we'll raise our hands and you can pull us up there. We're waiting on him now. Maybe I can join their cluster and see.
You might be able to. We have, is it Sinead?
Sinead. Like it's Sinead O'Connor, right? Sinead?
Okay, where do I go from here? So, confused.
Go ahead and hit the 3 dots in the bottom right corner and hit start broadcast.
Start broadcast. Okay, makes sense.
Yep. And now we got to wait to see if he sees me raise my hand. He should be getting a ding. Yay! Hello. No, it's so funny because I swear I warn people about that all the time. I'm like, hey, make sure you see when you see the red hand pop up, you pull me up. So anyway, You now have the ability to share your screen. Jacob, there was something I think that you wanted to share their screen. Yeah, so go ahead and pull Jacob up by hitting that hand. I'm going to leave, and I'm actually going to cluster with some other people and talk to them while you guys are doing your thing.
Smart. And also, you can mute us talking up here. So if Jake hops in, clusters with you, there's a sound icon shows down the bottom corner by Prince's. So Prince, I don't think you can see it. I can see it, right? Talk as loud as you can.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Hello.
It hears you, right? You can adjust that volume, right? So, if the host is too loud or you're having another conversation, you can adjust that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we'll probably want to figure out maybe some different use cases for.
Hey, Luke, how you doing?
I've noticed people have a hard time.
Good. It's pretty cool that we can have a conversation while they're having a conversation, huh? Yeah, and I actually can turn down their volume. I can actually turn it all the way off if I want, and then you and I are having a conversation. I wanted to show this because this is actually we haven't got a recording of this yet, so it's really interesting. But I'm going to stop broadcasting now so that you and I can talk about your compensation package and your use case specifically. So I'm going to stop broadcasting or stop